My days. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to another transfer show. Ladies and gentlemen, this was supposed to be, a nice little show where we just kind of talk about, all the different clubs, Sesko news, nothing, everything was dead and all that type of stuff. And then boom, out of nowhere, the Ornstein Bomba comes through. The Ornstein Bomba comes through. Erik Ten Hag is staying at Manchester United. Alhamdulillah, we have a United fan on the stream. KJ will be joining us as well as soon as the Terence stream ends. So we're here, Habibis. We're here to talk about this current situation. We're here to talk about this whole thing. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Guys, this one's going to be an all-timer stream. This is going to be one of the best streams of all time. This is you watching us. See, I want you to hit this X button, hit the like button right here. Look at this. 230 people, 35 likes. That's some INEOS stuff right there. So make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to This is Football if you're yet to do so. So, joining us first on the channel is a guy who's actually coming back. It's been a while since we've had him on. Because, obviously after I deactivated Twitter, I kind of didn't get his number. Asked Tigal for his number and we've been speaking ever since. He did a Declan Rice stream with me last summer at like 1 a.m. at night. That was one of the most elite streams of all time. Man like Curran is in the building. How are you doing, Curran, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Just it's good to see you. It's good to see everyone. And let's get into this because it's going to be. I've got some laughing to do. I think we all have some laughing to do. So let's just get into it because what they're thinking, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. It's very, very interesting.
Joining us next on the channel is a guy who absolutely have Todd Bowley posters in his room. You get me? And Iqbali posters in his room. He has a son that he calls Win Stanley and his other son he calls Stuart. Absolutely loves Chelsea. You get me? Proper Chelsea. Man like Winter Surfer is in the building. How are you doing, Surfer?
Shut up. That's a terrible introduction you
Wow.
just gave me. What is this? I'm not like that at all. But I just remember we've got football people in us, Sam. We've got proper people running our club now. It's a difference. We've got proper people running our club. 3 weeks wasted, and you're going to give the egghead a contract extension. I thought things. I'm going to love over the next 24 hours counting the flip flops that were back in INEOS when they came in. I'm just going to count the flip flops. That'll be it. This is honestly, I thought we were just going to talk about like transfers and stuff like this, but we might as well just let Ahmed rant for about an hour and a half, and it'd be a good stream. Do you know what I mean? So man, there's a lot of. All I said is to Sam, there's a lot of emergency streams that just popped up in the last half an hour. That's all. Unbelievable.
It's going to be a great stream. And speaking of, first let me read the super chat because I won't be able to read this Mishari until I add Ahmed, because when Ahmed comes in, Ahmed, when I add you, fuck all the big up stuff, fuck all this, just talk. I just want you to talk, just speak your mind. Ornstein Ten Hag stays as Man United manager with a new contract talk starting. Not gonna lie, I don't know how to feel about it, but I didn't like the options, as Mishari says, which is the perfect segue. Perfect way to introduce our final guest. You get me? Our favorite Man United fan on This is Football. The man, the myth, the legend is here. Obviously, the guy who loves Ten Hag the least on this entire planet is here to talk to us. So, Mishari, big up to you, Habibi. Thank you for the first super chat of the stream. Joining us on the channel, man like Ahmed. The floor is yours, brother. Go ahead.
He's got a green screen.
Talk to the world.
Let the man breathe. Come on,
bro. I'm not joking. Yeah, I just came out the shower. I was in a good mood. I was like, you know what? We're chatting to managers. This guy's gonna get a gun, and I see my tweets blowing off, saying, "Yo, Ahmed, get your ass here." And I was like, "What's going on, bro? What's going on? Is he sacked?" I see him. The guy is staying. I did the most INEOS propaganda. I backed them, I fully backed them. Yeah, I'll hold the smoke. I'll happily firm it, yeah. But this makes no sense to me. If you was to keep him this whole time, then why didn't you just announce it after the FA Cup? If you were to keep him, what was the point of this whole review Like, what was the point of this whole review? It generally makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. It just shows you that, because I was looking at it, the people that they hired, I was like, Rod, they're getting these footballing people. Okay, that's a step in the right direction. I was like, okay, baby steps. We're getting rid of the people on high wages. And then you do all of that just to keep the manager. Like, it makes no sense to me. It was all a waste of time then. I thought they were ruthless. I looked at what they did at Nice. They sacked 5 managers. I thought they were going to sack this guy. Yeah, because why would you keep a manager if you're chatting to other ones? So, bro, it's a disgrace, man. I'm fuming. I see bare people happy, like not rival fans, but yeah, I see bare United fans happy, and I'm like, I'm reading it. Apparently, he's got a 3-year contract. He's getting a 3-year contract. Oh my days. Wallahi, this club's finished. This club's finished. It's finished, bro. Like, I got sold a dream.
What do you think of this decision?
I got sold a dream, bro. Huh?
What do you think of this decision? What's like? Where do you see Man United headed in?
Bro, all I see is that, bro, I'm actually so shocked. I genuinely think that there's going to be no change next season. Like, the same problems are going to happen in the Premier League. It just seems to me that FA Cup win is what saved him. The FA Cup is what saved him in the long run, because had he not won the FA Cup, he would have been sacked. But I thought they didn't care about the FA Cup, because, you know, there were reports coming out saying he's going to get sacked regardless. But where do I see this in the long run? I think there's going to be more problems. There's going to be more issues, because let's say they do give him the players that he wants, and let's say Sancho does leave and Diallo leaves and all of these players will leave, yeah, then we're going to just be seeing the same issues. The football won't change. The same results are going to happen. The same problems are going to occur. I don't see this working in the long term. And if it goes awful, then I wouldn't be surprised if he was to get sacked in Christmas, like if it goes really bad. But it's just a waste of time. It was literally a waste of time, bro. Like, yeah, man. Wallahi, like, I'm so fuming that I can barely think. Like, I'm just trying to process what's happened. INEOS, like, bro, I literally, like, I'm so gobsmacked, because I was looking at the positives in it. I was like, you know what? Let me try and look at things differently, right? They were doing so many good things. You know, they're trying to clear they're trying to get new people in, and then it's all a waste of time, bro. INEOS are literally, yeah, man, I got it wrong with INEOS. I'll hold my hands up, and I got it wrong. They sold me a dream. They sold me a dream. Ten Hag's not going to do anything, bro. Like, it's the FA Cup thing that is what kept him alive. It's the FA Cup. It's the FA Cup, bro. All
Tomorrow
this
when
weight.
you wake up, inshallah, I want you to call your barber. Tell him how much does it cost for you to come to my house and cut my hair? Because that's what you said will happen. Ahmed,
That was for Southgate. That was for Southgate. That was for
okay.
Southgate, not Ten Hag.
Okay.
Bro.
See, even Saad's in the chat saying the same stuff. Curran, tell me your thoughts from a rival perspective, and then Andrew as well does the same thing.
For me, it's quite simple. I've just been scrolling on Twitter. There's a lot of stats rolling around. Man United are the 95th out of 96 English league teams in terms of shots conceded. They concede a ridiculous amount of shots. Obviously, they had a lovely run in the FA Cup. They beat some really good teams, some really, you know, the likes of Newport, I think, what they beat, if I'm not mistaken. But they did beat Liverpool, and they beat City, which we didn't do over the past 2 years in the FA Cup. So fair enough. For me, it's very simple. If you don't have a system where you don't know whether you're pressing or you're not pressing, or what line you meant to take, because the spaces they have in the middle of the pitch are so massive that they're just easily ran through. And like, it's just so easy just to get the ball into those areas and just get a shot off. And for all the crap Onana's taken, they concede so many shots. You have to put your hands up and be like, at least he's keeping them out. He's keeping them alive, because they just concede a ridiculous amount of shots on goal. And some of the links that they've come to. So there's a lot of talk about Neves for some reason. What was the point of Mount if you're buying Neves? There's no point in getting another box to box and play him as a 6. Like, he's not got the.
What a shit club, man! Now, what a shit club this is. This is a shit club, bro.
I don't understand. I just don't understand. I mean, it doesn't make sense in terms of what kind of football you want to play. This season, he has to choose. Do you want to counter-attack or do you want to press? You can't do both. You can't be a counter-attacking pressing side. It doesn't work like that, as we've seen this past season. So, look, you've got to talk about the defense. The amount of injuries they've got, is that all luck? It can't be all luck. The amount of injuries they've had, everyone's had injuries. I mean, we've been quite lucky this season in terms of injuries, but the amount of injuries they have, it's not all luck. It's got to be something to the training or the medical staff, something, because the amount of injuries they pick up is ridiculous. And in terms of going forward, I'm quite content, to be honest, because the only thing that's annoying is that I had hoped that this INEOS regime would actually bring Man United back, because I thought maybe there's a chance. I don't want to be facing the same teams every year. You want a good Man United that's stronger for the Premier League. You want a strong Premier League. So to see them in this situation is funny, but still, it's just like, come on, what is the plan here? What are you doing? It doesn't make any sense.
Bro, I'm gonna lose my shit, bro. Like, I can feel it now. It's just kicking in. Wallahi, this club's a joke, by the way. They sucked me in, yeah. They flipping sucked me in and got me so gassed with this INEOS thing. I was doing the most propaganda, yeah. I was like, you know what? Yeah. They're doing the right things. Come on. Just get rid of the manager. They're just taking their time because they're looking at managers and all of that flipping shite just to keep him. Like, what's going on? What's the point of doing that? What is actually the point of making us wait this whole time? Like, it makes no sense to me. Why keep him after all that wait?
I do think that there's got to be something to be said that as football fans, we put so much stock in managers that the way football is going right now, managers matter less and less. Like, obviously they matter a hell of a lot, but it's not Ferguson, it's not Wenger, it's not those days where the manager runs the club. There's you have to put a huge stock on where the club is at the moment. Where that club is at the moment is they need a lot. They need a lot in terms of defenders. They need another 6. I would say they need a right winger as well, and maybe even another goalkeeper if that's what you want to do. If you want to play it in a certain way, it's interesting because if you look at Man United, the team, they're such a crazy team in terms of they can either play really well or really badly. Like, they turn up the Emirates in August, they played pretty well. They got beat in the last couple of minutes, but they played pretty well. But you go back to the game that we played against them at the end of the season when we beat them 1-0, and it was just such a nothing game. Like, it's Old Trafford. We're meant to be scared going there. That's where we usually fuck up. But no, they did it. I mean, you tell me, I mean, you remember that game? What was that game for you? Did you think that there was anything in that game where
which one? Sorry, my head's all over the place.
When Arsenal came to Old Trafford, the 1-0. What did you make of that game?
When they beat us 1-0?
Yeah.
Which one? Which under what? Under who?
Literally at the end of the season, just before the FA Cup.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, bro. The football is shambolic, bro. The football is shambolic, in my opinion. Like, genuinely, like that 1-0 loss here is that there was no creativity. There was nothing going forward. Like, our best player was Diallo in that game, and I've said it for ages. The problem with this team, yeah, is not the lack. It's not because of the amount of injuries we have. It's the structure, like the way how he has his team set up. The football isn't sustainable. And the fact that they're still giving him more time and a 3-year contract, I'm hearing 3-year contract for this bold fraud, yeah, just because he won an FA Cup. I've seen owners, I've seen Woodward sack Louis van Gaal for flipping winning an FA Cup, and his football was way better. What's the point? Like, I don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
I'm going to go back to INEOS. I've had nothing but, I know Sam's probably sick of it. You know, we brought all the football people in now. They're going to make proper footballing decisions. And you start off like this. Doesn't that just send a confusing message to everyone? So either you didn't know who you wanted to replace Ten Hag, and the FA Cup win actually put a spanner in those works. Because I think if they got beat heavily by Man City in the FA Cup, they would have sacked him. I think there was no need. Or a second school of thought with me is that no matter what you Man United fans try to deny it, that Southgate was your only other choice and you would target him. And because the timeline didn't mix up, you weren't going to be able to appoint him in time. So you've gone back to Ten Hag. Because let's face it, the recent reports of all your managers, the only consistent thing is that they're head coaches, but they're all different types of head coaches. There's no one distinct type of football. And how are we sitting here, June 11th, and Roberto De Zerbi is not in any job whatsoever?
Bro.
He was there. He's literally at your doorstep right there. You're the only club. Every other club has gone for him. Every other club has gone. Roberto De Zerbi is there, ready to take over. And you go back to Ten Hag. What's going to change under Ten Hag now? And you're going to give him a contract.
The De Zerbi squad, though. De Zerbi can't do shit with this squad.
But what I'm saying is that's what the confusing thing is, though. There's been everyone's going, oh, there's no leaks. There are leaks because the Tuchel story came out the other day. You went, Potts said no. This is the whole thing. All you Man United fans bought a brilliant PR. There's no leaks. Oh yeah, we're glad there are no leaks. No, the leaks you don't want are the leaks coming from the dressing room saying they don't like the manager or coming from players and stuff like that. You want the leaks of which manager and players you're going after because it has something for you to talk about. Everyone was planning on every Man United fan. I know, Sam knows, Curran knows, even you, Ahmed, was planning for life without Ten Hag. Even the most insane Ten Hag-inners, even this morning, we're going, yeah, he's probably definitely going to go.
I mean, look at Goldbridge. Goldbridge the entire time has been like, what's going on? INEOS, this, that, INEOS. Why are you sacking him? Why are you sacking him? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing? Look, the point is, you said that it doesn't send it sends a very clear message. They said, in their eyes, and this is their message, we were going to do a review at the end of the season in March. That was leaked before that was said to The Athletic. We're going to do a review at the end. He won the FA Cup. That put him in a position of strength. And they've now said, look, we've seen what's happened in the league. We want to be better. So we're going to shop around and see what happens. And then if everything goes to plan, we find someone else and he gets sacked. If we can't find anyone else, Ten Hag comes in. And then maybe a contract extension, maybe not, whatever happens. I think in their mind, they've been quite clear and direct with what they've wanted to do. The issue is it's not what people want. so people are trying to conflate it with different.
I'm more than adamant now that Southgate was their only other choice.
I still think Southgate will manage Man United
I'm talking about taking over this summer, but I don't think the timeline didn't add up.
No, for sure. That's what I mean.
I think he was their only choice.
Yeah,
not
I
Tuchel,
think what will happen is
not De Zerbi. Yeah. I don't think De Zerbi. Can I tell you right now? I don't think De Zerbi was ever their choice.
No,
I don't think they were ever going to go for De Zerbi. Like you said, and you're totally correct. The squad doesn't suit him whatsoever. He's not he's the type of guy who would kick up a fuss. They don't want that. No real club wants that anymore.
Not kick up a fuss with the upper echelon with the players. He's very confrontational when it comes to players and body orientation and positioning and all this stuff. They don't have a squad that is receptive to that kind of thing. Right. You think Rashford is talking about body angles with
they're on too bigger wages to be bothered by some guy coming in they don't know from Brighton.
It's the culture at Man United. The culture at Man United does not suit
players first.
You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? Let me tell you what's going to happen. Yeah, because I was I was back in INEOS. I'm looking at it now. Look at the players who are leaving. Varane, he's fallen out with him. Casemiro leaving, he's fallen out with him. Sancho's on the market now all of a sudden. Fabrizio Romano, 40 mil, he's fallen out with him. Ronaldo, he's already left. Who else? Who else has he fallen out with? And that's it. Right? That's it. That's how he's fallen out. I genuinely thought we were going to get rid of these players because of the high wages. It turns out that these are Ten Hag that he just doesn't want. He just doesn't want.
Well, that's pretty obvious. That's been obvious from the jump.
No, but I'm just looking at it now. Generally, next season, you can bookmark this and watch it. We are going to be set up to fail next season. We're going to be set up. You can buy whoever you want, yeah? But you can buy whoever you want. In the Premier League next season, we're not going to do well. We're not going to do well. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Curran said it right earlier. So what is it? Are they expecting him to change his whole style now? Are they expecting
the guy was brought in. The guy was brought in, yeah. The guy was brought in to play a specific style, the way he was doing at Ajax. He comes to Man United and he plays this counter-attack transitional football, which is way worse, yeah. I thought Oli football was worse. Bloody hell, this guy's football is literally Oli with an FA Cup. His football is shambolic. There's going to be no improvement. And INEOS, that by keeping him longer, there's going to be more issues in the future. There's going to be more issues. They're going to set the club even further back. Even further back. It's a joke, man. It's a joke.
I don't know, man.
It's a joke.
The way it's going and stuff like that. I fear for the likes of Kobe Manu this upcoming year.
No. He'll play a lot.
No. That's a problem. If he plays a lot, I think he might get burnt out by the end of the season. That's what I'm saying. We've seen it with Garnacho. Remember, Garnacho started like 30+ games in a row, and he just tailed off at the end. Now, you might not rate him that highly, and that's absolutely fine. I don't rate him that highly, but you saw how much it affected him playing that much so early. And I just feel this guy's good. It'd be great for us as rivals because that'd be fine. But if you're a United fan, I mean, I don't know. Ahmed's obviously here, but I don't know. Everyone was so prepped for the white smoke to go up. The breaking news: Ten Hag is sacked. Everyone was so prepped.
Same.
Now it's like if you speak to now a United fan, it's like I don't know. It's
you know what
the worst news they've ever received. It's just
you know what this indicates to me as well as a fan, right? I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you know what, INEOS. They have 25% hold of Manchester United. All footballing decisions go through them, right? So in my head, I'm like, okay, they're going to be ruthless. They've sacked 5 managers at Nice. I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. They're going to sack this manager. It just shows to me that these guys aren't as ruthless as I thought they were. Because think about it. What's the point of getting rid of all these people and bringing in new staff if you're just going to keep the manager? I'm still trying to compute it in my head. Like, it genuinely makes no sense to me. You talk about Kobe Mino, by the way. I can guarantee you that Kobe's going to struggle next season. He's got, as good as he is, because of how we set up as a team and how Ten Hag has got this team playing, he's going to struggle. Diallo is going to struggle as well.
He's going to be overplayed.
He's going to be overplayed. And you know how at Barcelona, Pedri gets injuries, Gavi gets injuries. Ansu Fati is pretty much finished now because of the ACL injury or whatever injury he got. Yeah. I'm telling you, that this guy is going to ruin so many players. He's going to ruin them. He's already done it with so many players.
It's very simple. You need a 6. If you don't get a 6, you're screwed. It doesn't matter what manager you get in. You don't get a 6.
Neves isn't a 6.
You've got so many box-to-box players. Mount, Mainu, all these different guys. Ericsson, I don't know what's happening with him. Like all these box-to-box guys you don't have a 6. Like the reason why I push for Rice so heavily is because he's the 6. I know he's been playing as 8 this year, but he is the long-term 6. And that is one of the most important positions because you can cover a lot of space in terms of in the middle of the pitch by having someone who can win duels and be able to push you up the pitch. Whereas with United, it's just like once you've passed their press, you're through. It's done. And without a 6, you like if there's any signing you need to make, it's a proper bloody 6. Because if Casemiro leaves, and he looks like he will, and he's done anyway, so even if he does stay, he shouldn't be starting a lot of games. So it's got to be a 6.
You know what's crazy?
And Neves isn't a 6.
I understand.
Neves is an 8.
Neves is an 8. But let me say something about the 6 here. I promise you can go get prime Busquets, or you can get flipping Jabi Alonso or whoever plays in the 6 and give it to Ten Hag, bro. It's not going to compute. It's not going to relate. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. Yeah,
no, but that's what his structure needs.
He has no structure, though. That's the thing. He has no structure. His structure is rubbish.
It's just a really shit structure.
Well, well, there you go then.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. As I said when we started, you can't both press and sit back and counterattack at the same time. It doesn't work. You need to pick one or the other. There's too many spaces in the middle of the pitch. You get bypassed and people run through one. You look at the likes of Wolves just running rampant at Old Trafford. Bournemouth,
even relegation teams as well.
Bournemouth.
Coventry did it in the FA Cup.
Coventry, exactly.
So you agree it's not a personnel problem. It's a structure problem, isn't it?
I think it's, of course, that's why I opened with it's a structural problem. But
yeah.
You also to fix the structure, you also need personnel that can cover the flaws of the structure. If you see what I'm saying. Like if you have someone that can cover a lot of space in the middle of the pitch and actually cover the spaces, then maybe you can get away with it. But it's still going to be suboptimal. It's not going to be. You either need to pick a side and then recruit to that structure. You can't do both. It's very strange. So,
but then you've also got to have full trust in the person putting that structure together. You know what I mean? You've got to trust they can do it. And he's this past season especially, he loved playing single sticks. He never really used to love playing the pivot. It's only the last couple of games where he started playing Casemiro and Mainu together in some sort of pivot. That's what I mean. I have a fear if they don't get the 6, I've got a fear he might stick Mainu in that pivot role by himself. I have a real feeling of that because Casemiro going, and if they don't get the actual 6, I've got a real bad feeling for Kobe Mainoo's development. I really have. And he's either going to get overplayed and tired, or he's going to get injured. And I just feel that it could be a detriment that could set him back. This is one gleam of light that Manchester United fans could hold on. I know winning the FA Cup, that's fine, but there's one thing that they've been banging on all season since Christmas is about Kobe Mainoo. It's a real building a team around him. Going to get a new manager in to help Kobe Mainoo. But now they've got potentially this guy for another 3 years. Do you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, I remember. Do you guys remember when we gave Oli a new contract? And then it went down. Let me tell you something, yeah? When we gave Mourinho, I can't remember if we gave Mourinho a contract, but eventually he got sacked. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer eventually got sacked. Genuinely, the next season, we're going to get slapped up, bro. We're going to get slapped up. I'm telling you.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing. And logically, and everything does point to you not having a good season. But there's something about United about when they drop out of the top 4, they tend to try and bounce back. They tend to go big in the transfer market, try to bounce back, and then go and push for that Champions League spot. And when Ten Hag came in, there was no sort of hope for them in terms of like, okay, we'll settle for Europa League and then maybe year 2, etc. I'm not saying it's likely, but with the right recruitment and the ability just to hang on to players that you need to hang on to, it's possible. You can have a good season. But at this moment in time, I get the frustration because personally, as an Arsenal fan, I'm pretty happy with.
You know what's a big indication, by the way? Let me tell you something, because I'm seeing bare people, Ten Hag in his, yeah, they're celebrating. They can celebrate it all they want, yeah, because they're absolutely tapped in their head, yeah, because this is the problem, yeah. Mediocrity is what they like. If every rival fan is celebrating this Ten Hag appointment, what does that indicate? It means that they don't see Ten Hag as a threat in the Premier League or in the Champions League. So we can gloat about this FA Cup all we want, yeah. It was nice in the moment. It's died off now. We've won FA Cups before Ten Hag, and we've won other trophies before Ten Hag, like a Carabao Cup as well. I'm telling you, in the long term, there is no vision with this guy. There is no vision. Yeah, the amount of records that he's broken this season by conceding the most shots, -1 goal difference.
Worst. About that, Jesus, -1.
Our worst Premier League finish post Ferguson. Yeah, we finished 8th. We conceded so many shots. We get outplayed. Bottom of the Champions League.
Premier League year, isn't it? It's not just
worse in the Premier League year, exactly. Yeah, bro, I saw there was a tweet on Twitter. Yeah, there was a huge thread of the records that he's broken. It's actually astounding to me. They're all negative. None of them are positive. None of them are positive. The football's not positive. The man management's not positive. The results aren't positive. He's not. Can you name me players that he's improved? Okay, Dalot, that's one player. He's not improved that many players this season. So the fact that INEOS are hanging on to this FA Cup, you could have just done that earlier on instead of doing it 3 weeks later on when I'm pretty sure pre-season starts soon. And then the transfer window is about to be open, and literally it's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
Let me ask you a question then. So
it's a joke.
Ten Hag staying.
Can I say something, Andrew, first before you ask a question?
Sure. Yes.
Let me just give my unpopular opinion. By the way, big up all the super chatters. I'm not ignoring you guys. We're gonna get to all the super chats. Gonna read them all. Let's get to 200 likes ASAP. We're 15 likes away from 200. So please do like the video if you haven't done so yet. We are gonna be also touching on Sesko and other stuff. Just want to say this. I'm gonna land my unpopular opinion right now. Unpopular opinion, heat of the moment. Ahmed's upset, but I'm gonna say it as it is. I don't really think this is as bad as people think. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. This is what you need to do to fix Manchester United right now. You need to go to Ten Hag, sit him in a room, go like, you're not gonna make a single transfer decision. From now on, you're gonna be the head coach and the head coach only. All you have to do is coach these players, coach this team, improve these players. They're going to sit down with him. They're going to dictate a style of play that Manchester United want to play going forward, that he can execute. And the one thing I will say is sometimes the market dictates what you do. Let's look at the market for managers right now. Zidane, not available. Ancelotti, not
He's
available.
never going to be available. This
Pep not
whole
available.
thing that
Klopp
everyone
not
thinks, oh,
available.
Zidane.
None of the
never
best managers in the world are available right now. Who do I look at right now from the available managers and go like, you know what? He's such a crystal clear improvement on Ten Hag. He's so much of an improvement on Ten Hag, and he's going to take Man United to the next level. Let's look at the people they were linked with. McKenna, Southgate, De Zerbi. All of these are risks. And actually, all of these don't have better CVs than Ten Hag either. None of these guys you look at and go like, you know what? Guaranteed they're going to be better than Ten Hag. Yeah, but based on what? Based on what? What if, by the way, De Zerbi had a couple of bad losses playing for Brighton, but when you're at Brighton, you don't have the you know, you kind of don't have the, yeah, you don't have the you know, the whole world looking at you and going like, why did you just lose that game 5-0? Why did you lose that game 4-0? While at Man United, this is what's happening. I look at this Ten Hag situation, and the market dictates what you do. The market sometimes it dictates what you do, and the manager market, it stinks. The manager market smells, it stinks, and there is no one really available. There is no one really available. You know, this is the issue right here. So there's no one available. There is no one that, you know, you could look at and go like, this guy is such an upgrade. Let's look at who the clubs who need the manager got. Liverpool got Arne Slot. Chelsea got Enzo Maresca. On paper, whether we like it or not, both managers are not better than Ten Hag. On paper, I'm strictly saying on paper. On paper, as we look at them, they're not, you know, the best managers available, to be honest with you. Now, the one thing I'll say about Man United is, in order for INEOS to fix the structure, they need to start making transfer decisions, not based on who the manager wants, but based on what the club needs and based on what their team needs. So from their perspective, what they're saying is, regardless who we get as manager, we are going to get our transfers in and we're going to make our own transfer decisions. That's why I think this isn't as bad as people think.
No, it's not. It's nowhere near as bad as people think.
Who out there, like you guys are all sat here going like, yeah, Ahmed, and Ahmed's really mad. What makes you so certain that De Zerbi would have succeeded at that?
Okay, shall I tell you my thing on De Zerbi? Let me tell you.
Why can you guarantee that De Zerbi would have done better than Ten Hag?
Okay. CV wise, I agree. Ten Hag's CV is better than De Zerbi, but you also got to understand that he's been managing way longer than De Zerbi, and De Zerbi is upcoming. Yeah, he's never been given a job at a big club, so we don't know, right? He's been at Shakhtar and Sassuolo. I'm just looking at Brighton, yeah, with how they played, because they had Graham Potter. As soon as they got De Zerbi and the football that they were playing last season, I saw them play very good football. Their goals went up, their improvement in plays went up, and it just struck me with like, okay, you know what? If you give better tools to De Zerbi, with how his coaching is, it might do wonders. Look at Arteta, for example. Yeah, he's never coached a big club. Arsenal's his first one. He adapted, and then he improved slowly, and now they're playing the good football. I just saw it with De Zerbi is that he's a good manager with limited resources at Brighton, and he's getting everything out of that Brighton team. They had their highest ever finish last season. They topped the Europa League group. You know, they even reached the semi-final of the FA Cup. Right? They played against Liverpool. They won 3-0 against Klopp. Like, I remember that game. Like, there's a manager in De Zerbi. I saw that. Like, I think with De Zerbi, there's more long-term vision. Whereas with Ten Hag, he might win you a cup, but he'll do more damage to the players long-term. If that makes sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And De Zerbi coming in immediately ensures you play attacking football and all that.
Exactly. Yeah.
However, let me challenge you on something.
Go on.
The reason why Man United are in a shit state right now is literally the fact that they bought in Moyes players. They bought in Mourinho players. They bought in Van Gaal players, Ole players, Ranić players, Ten Hag players. This is why you're in this position right now. So from their perspective, what they're saying is the following. We are going to buy the players now for what the team needs and not what the manager wants and not who the manager wants. Because Pep Guardiola, they tell him what profile of player do you want, then they give him 3-4 options, choose one, blah blah blah. Let's be honest here, Ahmed. Pep Guardiola was not up at 3 a.m. watching River Plate scouting Julian Alvarez. Obviously he wasn't, you know,
Of
but
course,
they
of
made
course.
that decision as a football club. You look at Liverpool. Klopp went to Michael Edwards. He was like, I want Branton Godza. He's like, no, Salah and Mane. That's what we're getting. This is what this is. And by the way, I can give you a sample size as a Liverpool fan. The 8 years of Klopp, first 4 years working with Michael Edwards, working with a sporting director, successful. 4 years after that, power struggle. I'm going to make the decisions as Jurgen Klopp. 2 Carabao Cups and an FA Cup, 0 league, 0 Champions Leagues. That's why you need structure to guide you in the right way. Now, I accept if you're telling me, Husam, sack Ten Hag, go get like, you know, like a prodigy, like Xabi Alonso, you know, something like that. I'd be like, you know what? This guy won the league with Bayer Leverkusen. This guy's inventing tactics. He's literally inventing new football tactics. I'd be like, okay. But when you throw out names like De Zerbi, the reason why De Zerbi left Brighton to begin with is because he didn't want to be a yes man. It's because he wanted to be involved in these decisions that ruined your football club to begin with. Think about it from that perspective. Because why did he leave Brighton? Please don't tell me that they sacked him. They didn't. He left
they didn't sack him.
literally because he wanted to make transfer decisions. So do you accept him coming to Man United making transfer decisions, which is what ruined your football club to begin with?
No, I understand what you're saying. The thing is with Klopp, like, yeah, Klopp is a good example. However, I see with Klopp when he joined Liverpool, like, you know, when he was coming 8th and the squad he had wasn't really great. I just look at it with Klopp. Each season, the football gets better. The football gets better no matter the quality. Like, I remember games where, I think your first game under Klopp, was it against Tottenham where you won? Like, he had players like Sesko and bloody Embry Chan and Nathaniel Klein. He didn't have the best of players. I just feel like with Ten Hag, he's not a young. He's been in the game for a long time, and if the football was to, he literally came to Man United. He wasn't really bothered about the structure because he came out and said like, I'm happy with the structure. It's just when I look at what he's done this season, none of the negatives that he's produced is down to structure. It's all football and reasons on the pitch. Like it's not like we haven't given him money. Like we got him. Injuries plays a factor, but not to the point where.
The thing is with injuries can be induced by Ten Hag himself. The training of Ten Hag could impact the injuries as well. So you have to discuss that when you talk about injuries. Because if it's just a case of just unluckiness, then fair enough. But the thing is, every team gets injuries. The way you manage injuries, the way you bring players back, like the whole Shaw thing that's come out recently, where he's like, I shouldn't have played, but I played because the manager asked me to play. It's just like, well, is there something beyond going just pure unluckiness? Can we look at the medical team? Is there the ways with Ten Hag's training? Like, it's got to be something else. It can't just be we get all the injuries for everyone.
I accept what you're saying, Curran. That's not a problem. But like my thing is, no one can answer this question. What guarantees you that the likes of De Zerbi even succeed?
No, nothing.
There is nothing. Okay, let me give you a genuine example, Curran.
Yeah.
You see how Brighton play football.
Mm-hmm.
Man United manager Roberto De Zerbi takes Man United away to the Emirates, 5-0. Is it the same as Brighton losing 5-0? He don't have that pressure at Brighton. He don't have that pressure at all.
No,
they'll eat him alive.
Let that happen. You know what I mean? Just let that happen. But look, the whole thing with De Zerbi, and I mentioned it briefly before, the way De Zerbi manages players, the way he improves, because Ahmed's talking about player improvement. Rashford isn't listening to like, I don't know if you've seen the João Pedro interview where he was talking about me and De Zerbi were arguing all the time because of body positioning and the way to receive the ball and how to move at times and where he needs to be positioned. And you think that's happening at Man United? There's not the same players, so it's very simple to me. I think to put everything on one person, I think you've got to look at the squad. You've got to look at the way the transfers have been run. We've seen just recently. I think there's what's that kid's name? Amari Forson, I think his name is.
Yeah,
he's now left. Yeah. There's got to be more than just okay. The Ten Hag's rubbish. We have to get rid of Ten Hag. And I agree. You should have got rid of Ten Hag. I think that is something that should have happened. But it's got to be an overall review of the club. It's not just one thing. It's how you sell players, how you buy players. Why is every Man United recruit part have some relationship with Ten Hag's agency. That's not something that should be happening. So it's got to be more than just, oh, Ten Hag bad. You've got to review how the processes and how the club is working and how you actually start putting players out on a pitch that can win games. That's the problem.
So
That's the main problem.
Does this now mean that all the talk of Bruno leaving, does he get a new contract now?
I don't know. I don't know the club inside out like that.
So. No, I'm just saying, just like speculating, because there was like a week ago the reports coming out.
The Saudi stuff, yeah,
exactly. And
I don't think he would leave in the first place. Like,
he's got like 2 years anyway. 2 years on it. They're going to give Rashford a new contract. I think Diallo's. Are they going to give Diallo a new contract?
I mean, they should be keeping Diallo anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. They should be. That'll come to the forefront.
Mate, we're fucked, We're actually screwed. I've actually deeped it. We're screwed, We're actually screwed. We're actually messed up. We're fucked. We're going to be finished. We're finished. We are finished, mate. We're finished as a club. Yeah, I got gassed with this INEOS thing. See, INEOS, if you're listening to this, you absolute bottle jobs. A lot of you bottled it. That's what they did. Forget about who's the next manager. Yeah, the guy shouldn't be in this club after what he's done this season. Yeah, forget about who could they get. The thing is, they should have sacked this guy after coming 8th. We sacked Moyes for coming 7th. We sacked Van Gaal for flipping winning an FA Cup and coming 5th. Why is it the exception with Ten Hag? What has he done? He can barely speak English, the guy. He can barely speak English. He can barely speak English. What's going on? Why are we keeping him, though, on a real? Why are we keeping him? For what?
It's better the devil. Literally, you're the devil.
It's not better, mate. It's not better, bro. Nobody would have done a better job.
No. It's not even about.
Everyone, listen. This man. Sorry, let me rephrase. This head coach market stinks. All right, we all know it's not the best. Same as the striker market. It stinks.
If I told you a month ago you're getting Maresca, I would have been like,
I just think that it shouldn't be about whether the market stinks. It's who can actually get you to a place where the ownership and the manager are on the same page. Because right now it doesn't look like that's the case. Like, without both of those structures and the squad and the players, the manager being on one side and the structure above on the other side, all working towards the same direction, that's what we have right now. And I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but the players and the staff and the management of Arsenal and the higher ups and the ambition of the ownership of Arsenal are all moving in the same direction. You don't have that at Man United. So
yeah, you know what else we don't have? We don't have a good manager as well, because we're screwed. We don't have a good manager. We're screwed, man. Like, we're actually finished, bro. People say I'm overreacting here. I've seen enough sample size to see what this manager's on. You know what he's on? He's on nothing. He's on nothing. He's got nothing about him. He's a rubbish manager. And the fact that they still kept him is a disgrace. That's not how big clubs operate. They talked about how they're going to bring change to the club and we're going to make some structure change. They've done the structure, but why are you keeping him? What? Okay, FA Cup. Boo-hoo, mate. We won an FA Cup. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah? I've seen us win FA Cups before. Right? FA Cup doesn't change the fact how we got demolished by every team, bro. I'm watching... You know what it is, guys? I'm watching Burnley against United, and I'm seeing Burnley cook us. So you're telling me that we need to have a fully
Palace
fit...
away game.
That Palace... God. Listen. That Palace away game. You're telling me we need a fully fit team with X, Y, Z in each position to play half decent football and beat Palace. That makes no sense. The Crystal Palace manager joined halfway. He's got them playing good football straight away. Even Ange, a guy who's got a rubbish Tottenham team, has finished ahead of us. He finished ahead of us, and he also got injuries as well.
And was in a title charge for 10 games.
No. But what I'm saying is, he's the reason why they was in a title charge, because that team, when they lost Harry Kane, they was never expected to be in a title charge. He had injuries as well. He lost his centre backs. He lost Manderson. He lost Son. He's lost all these players, and he still plays his football. You see it in the press conferences, like, just do it, mate. He goes, just do it, mate. That's all he says. He dies by his football. This Ten Hag guy, I've watched transition football and counter-attack for the past 4 years. I've watched it under Oli, I've watched it under Jose, and I'm watching it under Ten Hag. Guess what all they had in common? They all got sacked, yeah? And it led us to nothing. Jose's highest thing was a Europa League. Oli, we didn't win a single trophy. And Ten Hag, it's literally, Ten Hag's literally what? How's his football going to improve? How is it going to improve? Like, I don't see any vision.
You have to figure it out.
Man, he doesn't need to figure it out, man. He needs to dip, bro. He needs to,
Well, he's not dipping, so you've got to figure out how to improve it now.
Yep.
If he was dipping, then great, but he ain't dipping. So it's a question of what do you guys need? You need a centre back. You need a 6. You need these kinds of things. You need to be able to actually have a spine where you can trust to defend the middle of the pitch, which you just don't do. So it's as simple as that. And until you find that, nothing's going to change. So that's the real market. Ten Hag or no Ten Hag, you need to find a 6. You need to find a right centre back.
Fairs. Let me do these super chats. Big up to you guys as well for showing us so much love. Listen, we had to let Ahmed kind of.
You're so lucky it wasn't yesterday when Hamza was on the show. You're just so lucky.
Ahmed, I'll be honest with you, brother. This stream is at least a stream where you're getting to speak. Tomorrow, Hamza is gonna give you the headache of your life. I'll be so honest with you. Make sure you buy like paracetamol, Panadol, whatever they use. You got to make sure you use something. I told rival fans they don't know about our football club. I told you aren't in for Gareth and that you guys need to look at David. You dismissed me, frauds. Who's David?
Who's David?
Ornstein.
Oh.
Yeah. Fairs. Listen.
I mean, the thing is, I just think it's a case of desperation at this point. There was nothing else they could do. They tried any sort of avenue to.
I'm telling you, there's merit in them wanting Southgate. I don't care what any Man United fan says.
I'll tell you right now. I still think at some point in the next 5 years,
next season,
is
next 6 months.
managing.
Next 6 months.
If England don't win the Euros and he leaves, there's definitely a way that he ends up at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
maybe
takes a break,
but it's just my opinion.
Takes the usual break, and then come January time, if United are like circling around 8th or 9th, then
we'll see. I mean, I genuinely don't think they'll finish. As long as they get a 6 and they get another centre back, I don't see them finishing below 6th or 7th. That's just not going to happen this year. I just don't think so.
The club's cooked, man. That's what it is. The club's cooked, bro. Like I've been 10 Hag out for like.
No, 100% it's cooked. No, I'm not going to disagree with that. 100% it's cooked.
It's cooked, and like we brought these guys in to make a change here, and like I thought there was going to be a ruthless, and they're literally like what bunch of losers, man. That's what they are. That's what they are. Because the thing is, imagine if we go back to this stream, and then let's say next season it goes bad, and then he gets sacked in December. Well. Yeah. Bro, like you there was enough sample size to indicate to you that the guy's football wasn't good. So, mate, like I said, just bunch of weasels, man. That's what they are, man. That's what they are.
Big up Papa Beard who says, Ahmed, I'm waiting for your head shave stream. When is it gonna happen, Ahmed?
Bro, that was the Southgate thing, man. Listen, we never shook on it as well. Come on. Bro, the last thing I need is a bald head, man. We've already got a bald manager, bro. That's the last thing I need.
Oh, Husam. The bald derby's still on them for next season. When you play them, with Slot versus...
Is it INEOS or INEOS? 3 years of banter incoming is what Surah
INEOS.
This is mad. This is mad. It's INEOS. Old Trashford is what Netweed is saying. Hey, you can enjoy your own lakes. You get me? There you are. How beautiful.
And it's the only place you can get E. coli and the plague at the same place. Is what happened.
Imagine just putting a slide over there. I feel bad for the Man United YouTubers who were 200% Ten Hag was leaving. FYI, I had to use VPN to send the super chat, hence the dollars. Oh, big up to you, Ahmed. Thank you so much for using a VPN to send us the super chat. Second of all, listen, I don't feel bad for anyone. I don't even think it's that bad of a decision. I'll be honest with you. I mean, some of these managers that you're looking at in this market, none of them are better than Ten Hag, like straight up type shit. It's just how it goes. The reason why they're keeping him is because they didn't get their man, which makes sense why they ended up keeping him in the end. Big up Ahmed is what Mariam says. Who's their man?
I'll tell you who their man is. Their man is Ten Hag, the absolute twat.
Oh,
it's Southgate. I'm telling you, it's Southgate. I'm telling you, it was Southgate all along. It was Southgate.
I don't think it's Southgate this summer because they couldn't get him, but I think at some point, maybe a year or 2 years in the future, it will be Southgate.
I think they looked into it, and then looked at the time, and maybe he said, if I leave England, I don't want a job right away, and that sort of set them scrambling. That's why you saw the reports of different managers and different styles and stuff like that, and then they just They just probably, like Sam said, they just went, there's no one out there. There's no one out there. You know, De Zerbi's a risk. If he ever was a choice.
Everyone is saying
Everyone's
it's a risk, yeah. Everyone's saying it's a risk, bro. Ten Hag is still a risk. It's still a risk with Ten Hag because, bro, trophy or not, I don't forget about the FA Cup here for a second, yeah. Everyone could say it's a risk, it's a risk. Arsenal took a risk. Bro, everything's about risks these days. There's no guarantee with Ten Hag that he's going to do. You know what the goal should be next season, yeah? Okay, the goal should be next season. Go challenge for the league. Go challenge for the league. Go challenge for the league, yeah? And go challenge in the semi-final, get to the quarters at least in the Champions League. That should be the standard.
You're not in the Champions League.
That is not happening.
Well, there you go then. There you go. We're not even in the Champions League. And whose fault is that? Ten Hag. Yeah, that's why we're not in the Champions League. Yeah. So, you know, it's just a joke, man.
And you know what the funny thing is this year, obviously, you mentioned the Champions League. All these European competitions are going to be more games, which means more stress in terms of injuries, more of these kind of maybe even these soft tissue muscular injuries that can recur. So it's not looking like it will be an easy season, but I do have a little bit of hope for United, just because I just think that they can't go and mess up this transfer market. They're already behind. They have to catch up now. Because with all this manager stuff, you can't really say to targets, we don't know who the manager is, but we want you. You can't say that. So now they're going to have to start catching up to targets. Will it be Branthwaite, Todibo, João Neves, which makes no bloody sense. We'll see. But like, there has to be some kind of movement now, because without that, it's just not happening. You need to have someone come in terms of a centre-back and a 6. Those two, I'm going to keep saying the entire stream as long as we're talking about United. Centre-back and a 6. Those two things, and you can at least push for high Europa, maybe even a Champions League spot. It's a simple thing.
Now that Man United and Chelsea are not going to be relevant for a while, does that mean it stays a 3-horse race, or do you see another team winning? Oh, it's definitely gonna be 2.5 horse race. You know,
you'll be there.
You'll be there. Where the half horse?
No. It'll be 3. It'll be 3 for a while. I don't think you've got a chance. Personally, I don't think you will or have a chance winning it, but I do think you'll be there longer than you were this year, just because I feel like it's a lot of players last year. Personally, that's not info or anything. Personally, I think it's a couple of players last year, and they'll want to go out, trying as hard as they can. I think. Do you see Salah staying beyond this season? I mean, Husam, you tell me. Do you think Salah will stay beyond this season?
Yeah, I think he stays. He already said he'll stay.
After this season.
I think if you give him an extension, he'll probably sign it.
You think so?
Yeah, he's always wanted to stay. Like, he's been the guy from all the Musketeers that's always been public, vocal about wanting to stay. By the way, big up the Football Terrace for the redirect as well. Big up to you, Terry. Big up to everyone who joined us from the Football Terrace. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to This Is Football if you're yet to do so. I actually forgot to put their links in the description. I'm about to put it, but guys, hit the like button, subscribe. I don't see any other team winning. I'll be honest with you. And from my perspective, I ain't changed my opinion. I don't think this is the end of the world, as some Man United fans are acting. I think
neither do I.
Based on the market, keeping Ten Hag is not even crazy. I'm gonna be so honest with you. It's literally not even mad. Big up to who's next? Big up to my guy African Cat. Ahmed, are you here, Habibi? He's addressing you. Okay, never mind. When they put Sancho on the transfer market, that was the message I needed to know. Rival fans, with all due respect, Southgate wasn't the only choice. No one is saying Southgate was the only choice. I think everyone here would say that we're waffling if we said that it's just Southgate. Obviously Southgate ain't the only choice, bro. That's something that no one here will say, oh my God, Southgate was their only choice and all this. It's just, yeah, like I don't think that's a thing. That's obviously not a thing. Like that's what I'd say. Everyone who talks about shave your hair, Ahmed, have amnesia, as he said, if Southgate, I'll shave my head. It won't happen, you fraud. This is true. Southgate didn't join, you get me? So Ahmed's hair is safe. Thanks so much, Mariam. Big up to African Cat, says, Ahmed, you can rant as much as you want. We still want that hair shaved.
Nah, bro, the hair's not going, man. Listen, I know I need a haircut, yeah, but bro, listen, the last thing I need is a bald head, man, bro. I'm going to get a slap from my mum, bro, if that happens. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
Well, 10 Hag stage, he might rip his own hair out. So he
Bro,
won't need to-
listen. I might go bold, bro, with all the stress that might happen with the more we keep him in it, bro. So it might go naturally, man. Who knows these days, bro? I'm telling you. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man.
I'll actually vouch for Ahmed. He said if Southgate comes and Southgate ain't coming.
Yeah,
so-
I watched the stream. He did say.
I did not, so I can't comment. But
I'm sorry, but with all due respect, I think you're making Ten Hag as if he's the only issue. I agree he could be doing better, but certain people on the pitch are not good enough either, is what Michelle is
Correct.
saying.
Yeah.
Ahmed, the
Nah,
same
but
that you.
Nah, but I disagree with that because these are his players that he's brought in. These are his players that he's brought in. Yeah, the ones that he wanted, the ones that he bought from Ajax. Anthony's his guy. Lissandro's his guy. Malacia's his guy. He wanted Mason Mount. That's his number. That's his guy. So
there's still guys there that you think.
there's that, bro. Like, you know that Palace game that you were talking about, the one that we lost 4-0. You know, 9 of those players are Ten Hag's players. So
That's
people are
true,
saying, "Oh,
actually.
9
That's
of them."
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's right.
He
he's
made Bruno the
Yeah.
captain, which is his guy. He likes Garnacho clearly. You know, I'm not
Rashford.
buying Rashford as well. I don't buy into this thing about he didn't get any of his players. The same players that this guy brought in, so it makes no sense. Yeah. He's been backed, bro. He's been given a lot of money. Like, let's not rewrite history and say he's not been backed. He's been given 400 mil. That's more than enough. That's more than enough yet to not get battered by every team in the Premier League. Second most shots we conceded, you know. That's not a good stat. That's a shambolic stat. Yeah. That's a shambolic stat, by the way. Like, people talking about Brighton this and De Zerbi this, and they lost 14 games. You know, we lost 14 Premier League games this season.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
any competent club that have ambition and are serious, they would sack him no matter what. No matter what. Forget about the replacement. We've not even gone to the replacement yet. I'm just thinking, as a top club, yeah, that they're supposed to be, they should be getting rid of him. If
But
this
the thing
won't
is-
happen at Liverpool,
But the thing is-
this doesn't happen at Liverpool or Chelsea under Abramovich. So
but the
yeah,
thing
man.
is, there's got to be a, like, obviously it's raw now, but there's got to be a line where you go, okay, well, what do we actually need to improve for next season? That's the main thing. for me.
Ahmed
And
cannot answer the question in his current state. That's the thing, Curran.
yeah, this is the thing. Like, look,
Yeah, it's too fresh.
maybe,
Say that
like,
again.
maybe after the Hamza stream, not the Hamza, because honestly, my heart is with you.
Ahmed, wallahi, good luck.
I don't want to be doing that.
I think he needs
Player.
to. I think he needs until like after the Euro start, like Saturday or the Sunday, get a few Euro games under his belt, and then he
I hope it's tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Oh, shit, is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 10. You know this, Ahmed. Good
Oh
luck.
yeah, it is tomorrow. Oh yeah, it
The
is.
game is tomorrow. Yeah.
No, listen.
I'm-
Let me just say something real quick. I will hold the smoke. I got it wrong with INEOS. I did a lot of INEOS. I can hold the smoke. I'm not going to flip flop and say I didn't. I did back them in it. I saw what they were doing. I'll hold it in it. Like, big up to everyone. Yeah. Listen, my Twitter's getting cooked. I'll hold the smoke tonight, which is calm. But yeah, man, like, I don't blame rival fans for laughing.
We
in it.
all get things wrong, man.
I would be doing the same thing in it. I genuinely, bro, I'm not joking. I wasn't doing it for views. I actually was sold by INEOS. Wallahi, I was sold.
I
No,
think
we all get things
the
wrong, man.
issue-
It's not that
one of
deep.
the issues though is that I think even as rivals, we thought he was going to go. Do you know what I mean? Even we thought he was going. Like, most of us thought, okay, there's a huge percentage chance he's going to go, and we're preparing for whoever you bought in. Do you know what I mean? And then we were gonna...
Honestly, as the time went on, it just became less and less likely that he was going to go. Like, for me, anyway. The longer it went on, the more it was clear for me he was going to stay. Like, it was fairly clear to me. Like, after the whole McKenna thing and with the Maresca stuff, you know, when they had that whole merry-go-round with the Chelsea job, after that, I was like, it's kind of done now. It's quite clear. He's going to come back from holiday. They're gonna give it a day or two, and then they'll just announce he stays because there's no one. There's no.
Big up
there's
to
no
Blaze who
one.
says Ahmed, when's De Zerbi getting Olise? Like you said, 100%.
Yeah, no, you're just gonna have to smile and grit and bear it for now. I think there's gonna be a fair few.
I swear to God, I thought, bro, listen, like, I genuinely thought
Look,
he was getting
Ahmed,
deserved, man.
genuinely, these things happen.
Bro,
right?
my head is so hot, bro. I actually feel like headbutting this
I was
laptop.
there
Here.
last summer when I thought we were getting Caicedo. Shit happens. Shit happens.
I mean, I
No,
thought we were getting Caicedo, for God's sake. So
I
everyone,
was that before Maresca was announced.
yeah.
You
So
know what I mean?
like,
We're gonna get this
everyone
person.
gets things wrong. I thought somehow we could get both Rice and Caicedo, and I got that wrong. So these things happen.
Right,
So,
I just can't wait. By the way, I actually can't wait. You know how everyone was using the injuries excuse this season. Let's say, for example, there's not that many injuries. I can bet my house, that
no, there'll be just as many injuries. There will
be just as many injuries and maybe less, and they'll still try and.
Do you know? And this is the thing. I've just been reminded because I just had a quick scroll through the timeline because we've got linked to someone or something apparently, and someone said that, let me find the tweet. Someone said that the amount of I'll read it off straight for it. The physical in-game demand that Ten Hag puts on his players. That's right. The physical demand, because of the spaces they leave between the lines, the amount of running they have to do, it just makes it more difficult for them to stay fit. And that is evident on the pitch. So there won't be. It's not, unless he changes and makes things a bit more compact. It's just not going to change. There's going to be the same amount of injuries, if not maybe even more. So
apparently, fans played a part in Erik ten Hag's decision.
Yeah,
I mean, we all saw that public letter they wrote to him. Listen, I understand why certain Man fans wanted Ten Hag to say. Wallahi, it makes sense. Like, you're looking at Southgate and shit. Nah, I'd rather you stay. Can't wait for next season hearing about Garnacho's offside goal at the Emirates in the press conference. He does talk about that goal a lot, to be fair. He does talk about that goal a lot, to be fair. That is not even a lie.
That would have changed the entire season for Manchester United if that goal had been given. Like, they would have gone, and shooting up the table and challenge for the title if that Garnacho goal had gone in. Yeah, okay, sure.
Husam, United shouldn't be allowed to chat mid Ahmed, is what my guy Wesley says. It's Tuchel, it's not Southgate. It was Tuchel. He said he was taking time off, and all of a sudden we came out saying Erik ten Hag's thing. Husam, that's
true.
sus, man. That is fair because of timing as well. So timing matters. I hear where you're coming from. You get me? This is fair. This is fair because of timing.
I would much rather him. I would have remember when you was asking me about Tuchel, he wasn't. I'm not really a big fan of his, but bro, I'll tell you what, I'll take him over Ten Hag. I'll take him over Ten Hag. I'm telling you, mate. Nah.
Fairs.
Yeah.
Romano just announced Ten Hag stays. I'm happy. That's coming from a Chelsea fan, is what Rod King says. Hey, listen, I ain't even gonna say nothing. The fact we had multiple interviews and that Erik ten Hag is staying shows that he's willing to work under the new structure. United fans should be happy with that. Don't you agree with that, Ahmed?
Say that again. The fact that he had multiple interviews and that Erik ten Hag is staying shows that he's willing to work under the. Nah, bro. I'm not happy about it. Generally, new structure or not.
Honestly, I don't think this is the day for Ahmed to listen to reasons.
Bro. Listen, let me say something. Yeah, if he was so bothered about the structure in the first place, then he wouldn't have joined United and before we got him at Ajax. So for me, this whole structure thing is okay. He's not in charge of transfers, and let's get the players that he wants. But I've said it for a long time.
No, it's not get the players he wants, because every player that he signed is
I mean the directors, sorry, the ones that
the director.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
There has to be less on Ten Hag because the amount of players that he has just magically has come from his agency that are ending up at Man United. It's a bit strange.
I still think he's going to try and not have all of it, but have still some say in what player they buy, not the profile, but what the actual name of the player. I think he's still going to try and get some of that power with this, like he had before. Asking any Man United fan to think rationally and logically within an hour of this news breaking that wanted Ten Hag out is not fair. Do you know? You know what I mean? It's probably like asking Husam an hour after he heard Klopp was going to leave what he was thinking for Liverpool's future. Do you know? It's who cares? I've just got told my greatest manager I've ever seen is leaving. Leave me alone. That's the sort of thing.
That's actually what I was saying, because Troops was trying to get me on a show and I told him to fuck off. So that's true. Big up to you, Faiz. Big up to Hamza's Shampoo, who says Hamza cooking humble pie for this Ahmed Farad.
Wow.
Hamza will not be cooking humble pie. He'll be cooking headache pie, is what he will be cooking.
Ahmed, look, I'll give you some advice. Do not let him get off the hearings in the 115. Just deflect, constantly deflect. Always back on him. Small club, 115, blah blah blah. Do not let him get anywhere. Exactly. There you go. Don't let him get any breath.
How good is your football history? You should brush up on it. and just do what he does, like go through like half an hour football history.
Yeah. Just
deflect
go.
off anything like that. It
Big
makes
United, big
Yeah.
club. You know, they used to sign this. You used to
Bro,
do
he's
this.
predictable, man. He's predictable. Do you get what I'm saying?
All
It's
together. Na 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 na. Ten Hag. I'm not. The guys ain't gonna join in. You get me? So you hold that 300 ZX. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. There's still 600 people watching us. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are
An
subscribing. to
hour on
Football
Ten
if you get
Hag
to
is
do so.
crazy.
This is true. There's still 600 people in here. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. And listen, one final topic. I don't even feel like we need to stay any longer anyway. Any longer anyway. You get me? Just quickly, you know. I want to get Curran's thoughts and Winter's thoughts on Sesko. Guys, let's get 300 likes. We're 40 likes away. I'm sure there are 40 of you who haven't liked, 40 of you who haven't subscribed. So they're doing it right now. Hit the like button, subscribe. So tell me, let's start with Winter Surfer actually, because he needed Sesko a bit more. Talk to me about Sesko. You get me before you know.
Well, everyone can say he rejected us. That's absolutely fine. Rejected Man United, Arsenal, whatever. I think he's played listen, I think he's actually made the best decision for himself. And that's staying at Leipzig. I really do, for at least another year. There'll probably be a buyout clause in a new one, probably anything for up to 60 to 80 million or something like that. Listen, I said to you, buying Sesko for me, 65 million will come with a bunch of question marks. I'm not really going to take his. Let's face it. Anyone bigging up Sesko was basically for the last 2 months of the season when he was getting loads of goals. But forgetting that for first half he was sitting side by side with Timo Werner on the Leipzig bench. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's due also to Openda having a good season as well for Leipzig. So I'll put it in there. I don't, like I said, the striker market is very whiffy, isn't it? It's like now my club's linked to Duran. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those. But Sesko,
Duran from Aston Villa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sesko. Yeah, I don't know whether we've dodged a bullet or we're going to regret it. It was just still be question marks. And like I said, I've got to be honest with you, Sam. I don't really watch a lot of Bundesliga. Do you know what I mean? I don't really watch a lot of Leipzig matches. You can play me a lot of comps of someone, but it's not going to give me a good feeling about him. He looked okay. He looked, but like I said, I just don't know what type of player would have got. I have big question marks. So the fact that he's turned us down, I'm not here sitting there going, damn. I'm sitting there going, okay. I'm not really Sam, if I could stop the transfer window right now and you give me, obviously tossing sign, if you give me Elise and a goalkeeper and no one else incoming, I think I'd be happy for the season. I think I'd be happy. If you get me a good,
at least another 6-7 more players.
Probably. So if you get me a good competent goalkeeper and you get me Elise, I'm fine. You can bring whoever else you want in. I'd be absolutely fine. Because I don't think a team can do well without a competent goalkeeper. I really don't think they can do well. You might be able to get away with a misfiring striker for a season, but I don't think you can progress without a goalkeeper. And I don't think we have a good enough goalkeeper at my club. So give me a goalkeeper and Elise, and like I say, Sesko for me was okay. Maybe we'll all eat our words over the next 2 seasons, and someone will end up paying 120 million for him in 2 years' time or something like that. But right now, I'm not that fussed.
Look, I think with us, it's a case of.
I have to ask you a prerequisite question first. Did you want him at Arsenal?
No. I thought.
Okay.
I
thought you'd want him. That's such a curveball.
Let me explain. I think he's a great second option. I think if you can't get a premium line like an Osimhen, something like that, you can't get your top target, great second target. But he is not someone that we need as of now. I think if you want a proper 9, which is what apparently we want this window, we've said since like March we've been looking for an elite 9 in terms of this window. You either go and get someone that will be able to guarantee you 17, 18, 20, 25 goals. No, not Bruno Guimaraes. No.
You're so wrong, Sohan. By the way, Douglas Luiz is available for half the price, and he definitely ain't
Douglas
half the
Luiz
price.
is going to Juventus. So,
But that's beside the point, Curran. If you're trying to pay, would you pay 50 for Luiz or 100 for Guimaraes?
neither.
If you
Neither.
had to, gun to your head,
I
choose
had
one.
to. Bloody hell! It's asking me whether I'd like to choose cow or horse shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but then the cow shit is available
Luiz
for
for
50
50.
million.
Sure.
Yeah. And the horse
like,
shit is available for 100. That's the difference here.
This is the thing.
That's
so
a lot of money to be fair.
I just think that for me, there's three things that we need this summer: pace and attack, a left centre midfielder, and a left back. And then obviously, if Ramsdale goes, we replace him, right? That's fairly. I think our window is fairly clear. You need either a pacey winger or a pacey striker, or someone that can basically move in transition. That's the main thing. So either you go for an Osimhen or you go for someone like Nico Williams or something like that. So just pace, the ability to stretch the pitch when we need to counter. So the Etihad game, we win that game with a pacey striker. We win that game and possibly the title. So this is the kind of thing we're talking about. We need a left centre mid that allows Rice to actually play as a 6 and actually play his best position. And we have someone that can either if you want to go for a more dual heavy left centre mid that can also run and provide an overlap like an Onana, for example, or if you want a more creative midfielder like, I don't know, like we have Fabio Vieira, for example, or you want someone a bit stronger than that kind of direction. But you don't want one of these sorts of like, I don't want a passer. Everyone wants a passer. I don't want a passer. It's very clear from the profiles of players that we want is we have to get a dribble first midfielder that can basically move through the lines. It's quite clear from the links to João Neves, Amadou Onana, Yusuf Fofana. These guys are dribble first carriers. Fofana's a bit more passy. He can punch balls through the line a bit better than the other two. But most are dribble carry first players that move you through the lines. That's clearly what we want. So I think personally, I've wanted Onana at Arsenal since he was at Lille. So if you're asking me what I want there, I would go with Onana. I'm a massive fan of Osimhen. I think he's had a crap season this year. With obviously the amount of manager changes, the way this Napoli team is played, the TikTok shit, the AFCON rubbish. I think he needs a move, and I think he needs a move, and there's either going to be us or Saudi. It looks like. I think that it's quite a good deal for us, even at the astronomical prices we'd be quoted. Is someone that will get you at around 20 to 25 goals next year, and it's that's what we need right now. We need someone that can just put the ball in the back of the net. So that would be my route, and then you need a left back, whether it be Milos Kerkez at Bournemouth or Pervis Estupiñán, someone like that, just someone who could just provide some pace on the left. Would
you think of
Aït-Nouri a bit? I don't know about his injury stuff. I'm not the big. I like the footballer, but like the injury stuff is a bit mad. Maybe then an Estupiñán or a Kerkez, for example. If you'd ask me who I would love to get, I would love to get Davies, but obviously he's more likely to go to Madrid at this point than or stay at Bayern. But if there was a chance, then obviously that would be that's the profile. That's what you want, an Alphonso Davies. If you can find someone like that, then get that. So I think those are the main positions for us. I don't think that having a Sesko where it's another Havertz situation where he's good. You can see that there's a player there, but we need to get him in the system and try and mold him and try to get him to the place we need to be in like a year or 2 years. When we have Nketiah, who's nowhere near as good, but it's
That's
the
why
same
I started
situation.
with Surfer, because I thought they needed him more. That's not an insult.
No,
but they need him more.
I don't want another project.
But
that's a fair opinion. I'm not even waffling. You really do need him more. No,
but what I'm saying to you is this. I don't even know what type of system we're going to play, first of all. Everyone's going, you've heard me say this. Everyone goes, look at what Maresca did at Leicester. That means sweet FA to me. That's in the Championship. That means I don't know what he's going to do with a Premier League side. But I don't know. The question marks were for me of him. How fast can he settle in? Would he lead the line? Am I comfortable going for a season with possibly Jackson and Nkunku as the strikers over Sesko? Do you know what I mean? I'm more leaning towards that. But the problem is, I have no idea who Maresco wants to play us. I've not seen it. Don't give me his tactico, like the stuff on there with Leicester. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's Championship. So you have to play some more of a physically demanding league in the Championship than anything. So I honestly, on paper, you're probably right. We do need him more. Probably, but again, if it was like if we'd hired De Zerbi, right, then I have more familiar how he plays, right? Then I could go, oh yeah, I can see how he fits in. But this guy, I have no idea how he wants to play us. So it's pretty hard for me to go, yeah, just bring in Sesko in and he's going to play this way because I have no idea because we are not really a crossing team.
I mean, it is. There is obviously the Alvarez rumors as well, so you don't know if that's
right.
The way
exactly right. There's the Alvarez rumors as well, and if you gave me a choice and said, oh, you can only buy one or the other, I'm going to go for Alvarez. He's more of a proven commodity in this league, right? But once again, how does Maresca want to play with an Alvarez? With an Alvarez up front, Alvarez likes to drop a little bit deep as well. Does that mean we're not going? Obviously, we're not going to cross it in because Alvarez is like a hobbit. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to move that away.
The only answer, if we've got a new manager, the only answer to any transfer question is, how does the manager want to use him? Is that simple?
Yeah.
The manager has a plan for a player and can actually see, okay, this is how I'm going to use him, and this is how we'll improve the team. Then get him. Otherwise, don't just get vanity players for the sake of getting vanity players.
And that's why I don't usually like watching preseason, but that's why I'll be watching preseason and going, is this the way?
What I'm going to say is the Poch preseason kind of sold you.
That's the problem. The Poch preseason happened and he switched it. Is this guy going to do it? So I've just got
the reason why I'm not looking to your preseason is the season before Tuchel had a crap preseason and it went shit. And then this past season it was Poch a great season and preseason and the shit went to shit.
But even
I don't think preseason matters that much to you.
But even like, oh, your favourite's to sign Elise. How did you want to play Elise? Did you play him on the right? Does you want to play him in the middle? You know what I mean? I have no idea what this guy wants to do, and I'm sort of I've got trepidation, but sort of like weird. Like, okay, I want to see what happens. Huh? Trepidation is a word.
Trepidation, what a word.
Oh, okay. So I thought you said it's not a word. I was like, yeah. Go on. It's like I said, the Sesko thing was. I think Sesko's made the right decision for himself. So I think Curran, I think you would agree that if he came to Arsenal, he wouldn't be replacing Havertz to start off with up front, right?
It depends on what we play.
Do you think?
Because there's a massive divide in terms of Arsenal opinion online. There's we're going to play a diamond with 3 at the back, and we're going to play 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 as we've been playing this season.
Yeah.
With Havertz being a 10 in the 3-4-3, or Havertz as a striker in the 4-3-4-3, 4-3-2-1 battle. So if he's playing in a 4-3-3 with a striker and Havertz behind him, then he'll start, and we'll play 3 at the back. If it's a case where it's Havertz being the striker in a 4-2-3-1,
I want to drop a bomb on you. Would you take Rashford at Arsenal?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I finally met an Arsenal fan who says yes. Thank God.
Yes.
But finally, me and you agree on this. I've been fighting this battle. I've literally been fighting this battle. I've been telling everyone
I would
at Arsenal, and they've been laughing at me.
No, Rashford's.
I'd take him at Chelsea.
Rashford is pretty close to what we did. As I said when we started discussing this Arsenal window, pace on the transition, correct. Ball striking, correct. Yeah. He's a proven commodity in this league, correct. Can he be coached, correct. Does he work well with the squad we have, correct. Him and Bakayo have a good understanding in terms of wing partnership. Can he hit the back post for half space crosses, correct. Like there's definitely a way you can use
ball scoring winger, correct. Because as I said earlier on, how I don't change my energy. Same way the manager market stinks. You know what other market stinks? The striker market. That's another market.
Yeah.
So if you get a ball scoring winger and you go with Havertz, fuck it, why not?
Yeah. So this is the thing. When
I take him.
this is the thing. As with any transfer, there's obviously you've got to go get a deal in place. What will his wages be like? What will the transfer fee be like? Will Man United sell him? There's obviously mitigating factors. But as like, if you're asking me whether I'd pluck Man United from Rashford from Man United and put him in our team, yeah, why not? I think he's a very good player. I've always liked Rashford. There's just this whole thing with he's very hot and cold. He's very sort of and this is the main thing for me. He has not been coached. He's not been coached.
You can tell.
He's incredibly undercoached. Like he's just asked to be just stay in your position and make runs. He's very underrated creatively as well. I think his crossing and his ability just to create for other players is quite underrated as well. So
okay, fair enough. Listen, on that note, let me just read the super chat before we get out of here, before Ahmed eats his whole nails off. You get me? Big up to Faisal, who says, when are you doing a call-in show? I have no idea. I mean, with the Euros coming, it ain't gonna come anytime soon because there's like about 24 games in like 3 days. So yeah, that's gonna be one hell of a streaming.
Do your usual call-in for halftime shows that you do? That way,
probably
do that.
I'm trying to stream all Euro games. The only one where I might struggle is the one on the first or second day of Eid, because literally Eid first day and second day there's Euros. So that's the issue. Anyway, guys, don't go anywhere because this is gonna take you to MHF where myself and Mo are gonna go live. One of the mods, please post the link to Ahmed's channel in the chat right now. I want us to get him as many subscribers as possible as well. He's going through it. One of the mods, take Ahmed's link, post it in the chat right now. I want every single one of you to go subscribe to AA United TV. Ball Over Passion is in the description. The Winter Surfer, aka Casual FC, is also in the description. Marshall and Ahmed can hold that. Ahmed's been driving Chelsea fans insane with his career mode. Just getting Chelsea
he's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. It's the worst. He's rubbish.
So yeah, big up to all of you guys, all these guys' channel links in the description. Big up to Shari, Mariam, Papa, Surafel, Netweed, Hamoud, Faisal, Kat, Hamza's Shampoo, Road King, Fayez, Wesley, and Sidi for the super chats. Big up to you guys. Go subscribe to all these 3 great guys' channels as well. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Ahmed as well. He's going live later on tonight after MHF, so it's going to be one hell of a stream as well. Love you all, and I'm going to see you guys. See you right here. This is what I want from you guys. See, I'm showing you exactly how. You don't even need to close anything. You don't even want to end the video. You don't even have to do anything. I just want you all in this chat right here. Just hit the link that my guy Aaron just posted. See, subscribed right here, 603. He just passed 600 subs. Let's get to 650 subs. Let's get to 700 subs so he can go to 1K. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to see you guys on the other side. Love Ahmed. I'm going to see you guys on the other side, MHF. Peace out, Habibis.